and welcome to Retro Americana. I'm your host, Jeremy Scott. Today, folks, we've got a lot of stuff going on. A lot of stuff. We're bopping around between the 40s, the 70s, and the 80s. And the 80s is the artifact stuff. That's coming up a little bit later in the show. Also, we've got Greg Bilby bringing out the artifact. I told you he'd be on, and he is. He'll be coming out here a little bit later. He's going to blow your mind with some stuff. First up, from 1941, and this is a first for INTV, Superman. It's a short cartoon from 1941, like I said. This really was pretty well put together for a cartoon in the 40s. Now, they didn't have the budget that, say, Disney would have had, because Disney's been just kicking people's butt with the animation thing since they got started doing it. But this is really good animation, you know, pretty good, pretty good. So it's from 1941, like I said, but there's some differences in what's going on if you know the Superman story. Like when I was growing up, see, I'm a kid that grew up with the Christopher Reeve Superman movies. And in those, he gets shot away from Krypton or whatever, and Jonathan and Martha Kent pick him up and, you know, raise him as their own and yada, 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 yada. And this one, what they're saying is that he ends up starting off in an orphanage, and his background is not what you're probably used to. And I know they had a Superman movie come up about 3 years ago, and they were sticking with the Martha and Jonathan Kent whole background deal. This one, not the deal. Also, the family that produced this, the Fleischers, they also did Popeye and Betty Boop. Betty Boop. Yeah, a little interesting trivia. Also, the voices of Superman / Clark Kent, Perry White, and Lois Lane were done by the same people that did the radio broadcast at the same time in the late 30s, early 40s, because Superman had his own radio show. Yo. And I was way into Superman as a kid. Big time. And I've got a picture to prove it. This is from Halloween 1984. And there's me. There's my mom. I guess my mom came as like a white trash hillbilly chick. And my sister was like junior white trash hillbilly chick. And I don't know what the heck my brother's got going on. He's in all camouflage with a skipper's hat on. So he's a commando sailor captain of a ship type deal. Look at that old school linoleum, that green and kind of yellow thing going on, and of course the paneling. I mean, this is very late 70s, early 80s as far as that goes. So check it out from 1941, Superman, and then we're going to go to commercial. When we come back, I'm going to show you some more of those 1970 ABC fall preview lineup deals. Got 3 of those, 3 or 4, something like that, and then it'll be artifact time, so check it out.
In the endless reaches of the universe, there once existed a planet known as Krypton, a planet that burned like a green star in the distant heavens. There, civilization was far advanced and had brought forth a race of supermen whose mental and physical powers were developed to the absolute peak of human perfection. But there came a day when giant quakes threatened to destroy Krypton forever. one of the planet's leading scientists, sensing the approach of doom, placed his infant son in a small rocket ship and sent it hurtling in the direction of the Earth just as Krypton exploded. The rocket ship sped through star-studded space, landing safely on Earth with its precious burden, Krypton's sole survivor. A passing motorist found the uninjured child and took it to an orphanage. As the years went by and the child grew to maturity, he found himself possessed of amazing physical powers. Faster than a speeding bullet, more powerful than a locomotive, able to leap tall buildings at a single bound. The infant of Krypton is now the man of steel, Superman. To best be in a position to use his amazing powers in a never-ending battle for truth and justice, Superman has assumed the disguise of Clark Kent, mild-mannered reporter for a great metropolitan newspaper.
Kent, I want to see you. Just received another threatening note.
Okay, Mr. White.
Lois, another note from the mad scientist.
Coming in, Chief.
Now listen to this warning. He plans to strike tonight. Beware, you fools. My electrothanasia ray strikes tonight at 12. Total destruction will come to those who laughed at me and failed to heed my warnings. Beware, I strike at midnight. This nut may prove dangerous. Kent, you help Lois follow up her lead. She may have an angle on this thing.
Yes, sir.
But, Chief, I'd like the chance to crack the story on my own.
No.
Thanks, Chief.
But, Lois. Chief, don't you think that's a dangerous mission?
I'm a reporter for the...
So, you want a story? I'll give you the greatest story of destruction the world has ever known.